We begin in Tokyo, where President Yoon Suk Yeol has begun the second day of his visit to Japan on Friday, following a face-to-face with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida yesterday. It's looking like a busy day for President Yoon before he returns home later today. For more, our presidential office correspondent Kim Do-yeon joins us from Tokyo. Do-yeon, walk us through Yoon's schedule for today.
Well, Kyeong-eun, good afternoon from here in Ginza Station in Tokyo. And as you mentioned, President Yoon has started his second and last day of the trip to Japan. Just moments ago, he wrapped up a meeting with the leadership of Japan's largest opposition party, and that's called the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan. This was not planned. And according to an official from the presidential office, it was requested by the party, which wanted to show that even the opposition is fully supportive of efforts by the two countries to improve bilateral ties. Now, before that, he met with cross-border cooperation organizations, including lawmaker groups from South Korea and Japan, as well as a South Korea-Japan Cooperation Committee. For the rest of the day, he will be meeting with business leaders, as was already announced by the presidential office prior to the visit.
So we understand President Yoon and Prime Minister Kishida had an honest and direct conversation as they dined in a rather comfortable and personal setting after the summit. What can you tell us about their apparently candid conversation?
Yeah, that's right, Kyeong-eun. The two leaders meeting in a fairly relaxed environment has been the talk of the town, as they went to two different venues for some meals and some drinks. Now, the dinner was not open to the media, but for the two to have a conversation in a comfortable setting. From what we can gather from those who are familiar with what went down, President Yoon has shown his will to improve ties with Japan during his term. Prime Minister Kishida apparently replied that with Yoon's honest efforts, he expects good results. At the second venue, they apparently talked over some beer and tried soju, a Korean traditional liquor, and Japanese soju as well. The two wrapped up with Kishida expressing his hopes for a similar meetup when he visits South Korea in return.
Right. Let's also talk about First Lady Kim Do-yeon. She was with Yoon for some of the events there. What do we know about her meeting with her counterpart, Yuko-Kishida?
Right. The First Lady was there during the meal session along with her with Japanese Prime Minister's wife, Yukogi시다. But that was not the first time they had actually met during this trip. The two, while the summit was going on, had a baking session together at the Prime Minister's residence. According to presidential spokesperson Lee Do-yeon, Yukogi시다 talked about her hometown, Hiroshima, while they made traditional Japanese sweets and drank matcha together. Now, South Korean First Lady showed her appreciation for Kishida's hospitality by gifting her Korean traditional sweets and shared her hopes for closer exchanges between people from both countries. The two also reportedly talked about their shared love of art. This was the second time they met, actually, the first time being 4 months ago during the G20 summit in Indonesia. That's all I have for now, but I'll be back with more in a later newscast. Back to you, Kyeong-eun.